dolls, it's Amanda31409, and today I figured that I would start up a new series, and I'm gonna call it Cave or Save. And basically what that means is it's going to be some sort of product review, and at the end I will tell you guys if you should cave in and buy the product, or if you should save your money and move on. So the product I'm talking to you guys about today is going to be the Hidden Treasures palette. Is this right side up? Yes, okay. This is the Hidden Treasure palette from Dose of Colors. I'll post the link to this palette if it is still available in the description box below. When I first discovered Dose of Colors, they had recently sold out of this palette and they just restocked. So I figured that I would go ahead and get my hands on it during the restock and make a video ASAP for anyone who is considering possibly purchasing it. And I did get mine in the mail today, and I did film a first impression / tutorial of this makeup look. If you guys want to see it, let me know in the comments below because I can totally post that for you guys. I'm gonna make this series somewhat interactive. So basically what I want you guys to do is pause the video here and leave me a comment in the comment section of your initial opinion of the Hidden Treasures palette. If you've never heard of it before, literally just type in your comment, I've never heard of this palette before. If you've seen it all over and you really want it, you can just tell me something like, oh, I want it so much, it looks awesome. And maybe if you just kind of want to pass on it or you don't have the money, just leave me a comment saying like, it's too expensive, I can't afford it, I'm not gonna get it, da 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 da. I want to know what your guys' initial opinion is before I even proceed with the video. And then at the end, I'll have you guys type whether or not, hearing my opinion and seeing it kind of swatched and everything, if you guys would cave or save. So getting into it, this is what the palette looks like. It is $50 and I believe it is about $5 US shipping. So it was about $55. It shipped to me really quickly, probably within 3 to 4 days, which I was really impressed with. And the packaging just looks like this. It says Hidden Treasure right on the front, and then here's the little Dose of Colors logo, and then on the back it has all of the details and everything. And as you can see on the back right here, it does say cruelty free, and I love the metallicness of this little locket right here in the front. It's very beautiful. This is the sleeve, so pulling the actual palette out, here is what it looks like. It says Hidden Treasure palette. And again, got the little logo. It looks like a treasure chest. And here is the back. Now, as for the actual packaging itself, it is very flimsy. It's kind of like cardboard in a way. Like, it's not something that's super heavy duty or anything like that. I don't know if this is gonna hold up for a long period of time. I feel like if I were to accidentally like spill water on this, it wouldn't necessarily just wipe off. It would kind of like soak into the packaging, which is not good, especially if it could soak into your shadows and get them moldy and everything. I would much prefer if the packaging was maybe like a hard metal or something. For the palette being $50, you know, you want it to be made well, and I think this kind of just like cheapens it just a little bit. Opening up the palette, it does come with a clear little paper that comes over the shadows to protect them. It does have a mirror on the top with the Dose of Colors logo. And this is cool. I do like this about it because you can fold it back so it will take up less space. So if you're on the go and you kind of just need to hold your palette like kind of at hand like this, it's really helpful that the mirror actually folds back behind. So I do like that. Here are what all of the colors look like. There are different shades of mattes and there are different shades of kind of shimmer metallics. And if you are anything like me, the very first thing that catches your eye is this bright ruby shade right there, that red one. And I am actually wearing that on my eyes right now. So when I upload the tutorial, I will link that in the description box below and put it right here on the top corner of the screen. So if you click that little circular icon, it will drop down and you can go view the tutorial and see how I used this color and a few other shades to achieve this look on my face. And of course I will include some swatches. My skin is pretty fair toned, so these will be a little bit more pigmented on my personal skin tone, but these are absolutely beautiful. So Going from left to right, for the matte shades, we have Key, which is just a chocolatey brown. It's the deepest brown in the palette, and it is very, very nice. I love that one. I haven't actually used it on my lids, but it is such a pretty chocolatey color. Then we have Map, which is the lighter brown, and I've used that as well, and it blends very, very, very nicely. And then we have Onyx, which is the just straight matte black, which is perfect for smudging out your under eyes or setting your gel liner, which is what I did with this makeup look. I completely and totally love that. And then the last matte shade is Locket, which is more of a warmer brown compared to Map. First we have Pearl, which is the brightest in the palette. I love this as a highlight. I use it on my inner corner and to highlight my brow bone, as well as to kind of highlight the inner part of my lip to add dimension. I love that shade very much. Then we have Coin, which is kind of a goldy color, which makes total sense because gold coins, duh, is very pretty. Then we have Crown, which is a copper shade, and it is so pretty. It's like a brown copper, just very, very, very gorgeous. Then we have Ruby, and Ruby is like the star of this palette. I tell you what, every time I see this color swatched, I just want to like grab my palette and hold it close and kiss it. This shade was the whole reason I pretty much got this palette. It is so beautiful swatched. It is so beautiful on the lid, and it's just very amazing. I don't have a shade at all like this, and it's so gorgeous. Then we have Gemstone, which is very similar to this one over here, which is Diamond. Gemstone and Diamond are very similar. Diamond has more of a bronzy hue to it, whereas Gemstone is more of a light tannish kind of shade, but they're very, very similar. However, when they are swatched next to each other, they do have their differences. Those are all the shadows. Now, as far as pigmentation and everything like that, pros, cons, everything I have to say is I love the blendability of these. I absolutely love how they blend. I feel like a lot of the colors complement each other very, very, very well. However, one of the cons is there is a lot of fallout, especially with the metallic shades, so you really have to be careful with that. You should either do your eye makeup prior to doing the rest of your face, or you need to cake on a ton of under eye powder so it can easily be swept away afterwards. So that is definitely a negative. I hate fallout so much with eyeshadow, so that was one thing that kind of threw me off a little bit when I got it. But other than the packaging and the fallout and things like that, I feel like the formula is really great. It's nice, it's smooth, it goes on really nice. You can apply it really softly, or you can build it up to be a little bit more pigmented. Okay, now comparing this to other palettes such as the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, the Too Faced Bon Bon palette, the Urban Decay Naked palette, I feel if you are someone who basically just wears mattes or neutral shades all the time, save. Totally skip out on this palette completely and totally. This is not something that is completely and totally different from the Naked palette or the Too Faced Chocolate palette. I feel like all of the mattes in here are very, 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 very similar, except for the black, to the chocolate bar palette, the original chocolate bar palette from Too Faced. Now, as far as the shimmery metallic-y shades go, a few of these are also very similar to ones in the Naked palettes. I would probably say that if you are someone who wants to do the crazy like red burnt orange eye and things like that, like those are the primary colors that you should want this palette for. The other colors are just really common. I would say if you are wanting some metallic crazy shimmer, go for it. Cave in, buy it. But yeah, if you are just someone who basically wears neutrals all the time, I would say save. So yeah, that is my kind of short yet in-depth review of the Hidden Treasure palette from Dose of Colors. If you have this palette, or if you are thinking about getting your hands on this or whatever, leave me a comment now down below saying whether or not you think people should cave or save when it comes to this, especially if you own it yourself. Give your opinion on it. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell everyone else what you like and what you don't like. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. If you guys like this series, please like this video up so I know to do more. And I'm gonna leave a little poll on the top right hand of the screen as well. Vote on what product you wanna see next in my Cave or Save series. And with that being said, I will let you guys go and I will talk to y'all in my next video. So until then, so long, stay strong, stay true, and be you. All right, bye.